Miraculous. It is Miraculous Gaming's Fox versus Integrity Gaming's HTW.
So Fox is a Korean Protoss player. He plays primarily on the Korean server in his mid-Grandmasters for them. And for Integrity Gaming HTW, he has been playing StarCraft competitively since he fell in love with Brood War in his early teens. He has a passion for competitive RTS, and that passion garnered him the achievement of Grandmasters after playing for about a decade. And he's proven himself to be an extremely competent player that will only continue to improve, so he is happy to be subbing in here today, and there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders here as his team is kind of on the brink here.
Absolutely. Imagine coming in as a sub and being the one that has to actually save the day, let alone sub.
Whew. Yeah, that's going to be rough.
I think there'll be almost no pressure on him, considering he didn't expect to play today, so no one can blame him if anything goes wrong. His teammates already fell, so it's not like he will be the only one to blame. I think, if anything, this is the most comfortable position you can have. As a sub, he didn't have any anticipation to the match, no nerves wrecking him. It's perfect for him.
Sure.
But is his skill up to the task? Let's see.
We will find out. Are we all set?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Heading on into the match, it is going to be on Overgrowth LE in a PvZ.
Pretty even map for PvZ.
While we're getting into this game really quickly, I do want to remind you all of our giveaway that we are giving away. There's a mechanical keyboard hosted by Mythologic and provided by Corsair. That's going to be out there. If you are interested in doing that, just go to SC2CTL/giveaway. That's going to be popped up in the chat here 2 minutes before I'm saying this. And the first code for the day is going to be seasoning, just as you would think it would be spelled. Like good old herbs.
Food seasoning? Or
Food seasoning, yes.
Is that SC2CTL.com/giveaway?
That is what it is, yes.
So
Perfect.
Moving on into game number 3. In the lower left-hand corner of Overgrowth, it is the Zerg wearing the pink carapace. He's making drones. He represents Integrity Gaming. His name is HTW.
And in the top right position for Team Miraculous Gaming, leading 3-0, it's Fox.
So what does the Fox say?
Let's see. I don't think it will be HTW. Let's remind everyone too. If you guys like what you're seeing here today, give a follow to the channel here. Give a follow to twitch.tv/SC2CTL. There's 3 more Clan Wars coming out today. As well, there will be the second semifinals. I think a third place decider,
Third place match, and then the big one.
And the finals itself. So lots more StarCraft 2 action coming to you today. And of course, everyone is hoping for a next season. So give the channel a follow. Follow them on Twitter, SC2CTL, and get on the SC2CTL train. So
it has been quite a train this season. Absolutely, it's been quite a long train.
How long has it been going on?
This is week 11, 12.
Wow.
Something like that. 2 shows a week, every single week going through here, and we've seen some pretty awesome play. Pro League has definitely been interesting with the matches being established ahead of time, as if you are unfamiliar with the format, that is what this is. So rosters and maps and matchups all established ahead of time, so no mind games there, but as Probe is going to be trying to steal Grand Theft from HTW's base here.
Petty theft.
Petty theft, yeah. That's
It's very petty of him.
But he is going to be running away with it almost and then coming back to harass yet some more. But it is really hard to harass these drones while you're carrying around a sack of cash, too.
Yeah, this is a very gutsy police chase here, as this probe just keeps going back.
Almost blocked it a couple more times there, but then does end up going back in. The Overlord of HW is making his way across the map. I'm trying to remember some of the past matches of HTW this season. I think we've seen some fairly long macro-oriented games from him, especially against Protoss. So we'll see what comes out here. But again, this kind of opening we've seen again, and we were talking about it a little bit earlier. What do you think is stronger these days? The sort of Forge expand out front here, or the kind of Gateway expand?
I think the Nexus first into Forge is stronger if you're going to do like a 2-base timing. But if you're going for a 3-base play, the Gateway quicker is better. So far, comparison material today, we have one game on that...
Silly.
The different map, Blood Mist. I'm surprised I remember. On Blood Mist, where it was a Nexus first, and it was a 2-base Immortal all-in. And this is also a Korean Protoss player, just like that game on Blood Mist. So let's see if that is what is coming out here. Immortal all-in on this map, definitely you can get a good position here at the third, to the top right of that third. So it's a possibility. For HTW, we should be expecting to see 2 extractors coming up anywhere from 5:45 on the clock to 6:15. And once we see exactly when he throws it up, we will be able to define his character, his wishes, and his plan for the game a little bit more.
But it looks like that third base is... I mean, would you consider this a quick third? It seems like he's just kind of going right for it as
Absolutely standard.
Okay. The last match we saw, the Protoss opponent did kind of come at it pretty quick with some pretty heavy Zealot pressure, but it doesn't really look like it's going to be the case this time as much, but yet he still hasn't taken those gas yet, so...
He could still do that. He could throw up a Robo right now, maybe on the right side of his base, in the main base, otherwise it'll get spotted easily. But this is a much quicker third from Zerg, which is simply better. There is no reason, really, for the other game that the third was that late, except he did a drone scout. But this time it's faster, it means he'll have more production. It can be either more economical or more defensive or more aggressive. It's just better to get that hatch quicker. So long as you don't lose it.
So we see a Stargate now coming out of Fox, and I would go one way or the other and make a prediction, but usually I'm wrong, and lately, so far at least this season, it seems like it's been 50-50 between Oracle and Phoenix. I really don't like the Oracle play. Maybe it's just my own personal opinion, but I don't feel like it gets as much done or be as annoying as the Phoenix can be.
It's going to be Phoenix's now, I think. Because
every time I've said that, it's been an Oracle, just for the record.
Cast the Curse doesn't affect me. 3, 2, 1.
Ah! Yes, it's not just me.
Oh, Wingnut. I can't tell you the depth of my desolation now.
So it is going to be an Oracle. So Grubby, how do you feel about the Oracle play in PBC lately?
It's definitely the right choice. I expected it. It's a smart choice. I like it. It's going to give him everything.
All the vision. But
Yeah,
yet
everything.
it will just wave and say hi and greetings to all the overlords as it flies by. Oh, it was
Yeah, well, there are not that many. He's not meeting that many. Overlord did not see the Stargate. Okay, I predict 8 drone kills. How about you?
Well, there is a queen here at this
3, 2,
third
1.
base.
Say now.
5.
That's
3. 4. Oh. 3.5. 4.
God.
Still at 4.
Okay, I'll give you the win on that one.
All right. Well, 2-0 against Grubby. Wow, I'm doing all right today.
Well done, sir.
Looks like it is going to be a Colossus. Wow. Another Stargate in the works here, and Colossus. This is definitely interesting. Third base is about to finish up, so it looks like he's going for a high economy, very diverse
Triple Stargate.
tech. Wow. And Colossus. I keep saying and Colossus. So
this looks like Classics build. It's been much propagated recently in the last few months, but the originator, as far as I know, at least in its current form, is Classic. He opens it up slightly different, a bit quicker Stargate, but the basic premise is 1 Oracle for Vision and Harass. You try to kill 8 drones, or 5, or 4, and then you go into Colossus and triple Stargate Void Rays. And usually the next move will be, and it'll be curious to see if HTW is anticipating that, or if Fox is conforming to that, the next move will be like 4 to 5 Void Ray attack with Mothership Core, and Charge and Zealots on another side. I don't know to what degree he's copying that build, but what we can say is that his economy is looking very, very healthy already. He's pretty much damn near triple base saturation. But for the Zerg, we can say the same thing. 72 drones, going Infestation Pit, getting Roaches, Hydras, all the upgrades. It's looking pretty good for both players so far.
I mean, he's still making a handful of drones here, 3 to 4 in production usually, but he's making a lot of Hydralisks.
Yeah. And I think he's making Roaches too. Maybe Instant Hive upon Infestation Pit completion, and that at least is the case.
He has seen all 3 Stargates though, so he knows that those exist, so he's well aware of what's coming down. I think I feel like the Colossus would be a pretty big surprise to him.
I doubt it. He has seen the Robobay here as well. So I think he knows exactly what's going on. Pretty much the path for the Protoss for the next 5 minutes is going to be pretty linear. And with the Zerg knowing that, and going for Roach, Hydra, and Hive, I can only assume it's going to be Vipers. And he'll just try to pull in those high-value units, Void Race and Colossi, and try to get an advantage that way. But one thing that we should look out for in this game, Wingnut, is we should see HCW trying to avoid a direct engagement where they butt heads. That would not be good for him, because Void Ray Colossus, that's a lot of lasers.
Yeah.
A straight-up engagement is what Fox wants. A long, drawn-out game with abducts and defense and counterattacks, that's what the Zerg wants. So let's see how they're going to fulfill their respective roles.
And the big question everyone wants answered, I'm sure, is the eventual Swarm host.
I'm not sure if we'll see that. I think if he wanted to go for that, we'd seen it already. We see very delayed Evo Chambers, high finished. We should be seeing Vipers now. And I'm wondering...
Templar Archive's coming down from HW as well, so he's going to have quite the variety here. Now, looks like HW is going to want it to be kind of almost pushing, but now pulling back again just to kind of clear out that tower.
Look at that, 5 Vipers. Yeah, I think you're right. He should want to be aggressive with 2 Evo Chambers only just now finishing.
I mean, this is
5 Vipers, get energy, attack and try to win. That's his plan. And then what does he fall back on? Swarmos or Ultras? Or
this is definitely the time that I think Fox is going to want to push, because even when those Vipers pop out, they're not going to have any energy yet. But he does have the Mothership Core, so he can recall if things go sideways.
Okay, he's getting energy now. I think we should be looking at a hatchery, snipe, and a recall out. If the Mothership Core gets abducted, we could be seeing a very interesting conclusion. But he chooses to sack the base.
Yeah, probably a wise choice, but I mean, now Fox is taking his 4th as well, so they're on even bases right now. Those Vipers are actually sapping life out of that hatchery.
Yeah, a lot of energy sapped. He's pretty much maxed out. Recall out already, and Zerg was none the wiser. Now probably Zerg will want to attack straight away, but with the time wasted going to the bottom right, and he's attacking, Protoss is pretty much almost maxed out, and he's got High Templars. So it's going to be a micro battle here, Wingnut.
Yeah, High Templars, I mean, if you can get the feedback on those Vipers, it's absolutely sick. I saw a game the other day where he would manage to get the High Templars out in front and feedback 3 of the 4 Vipers, but we'll see if he can do it now. All the High Templars right out in front. Oh my gosh, the Void Rays, though, taking some nice shots. A nice yank of a Colossus out front, but the Void Rays are just doing insane damage, backed up by the Colossus. The Zerg army is completely melting.
This is exactly the type of engagement that Zerg was looking to avoid, or should be looking to avoid. He had 5 Vipers, 0 abducts on Colossi. He did Blinding Cloud, which is nice, but more than 50% of the damage-dealing army for Protoss was in the air.
Yeah.
Blinding Cloud does not affect air units.
That is definitely not something that's going to turn us well. But those Colossus, I mean, like you said in the initial PvP, doing the massive damage there against those Hydralisks, which is what's going to do the damage against the flying things of Protoss.
Yeah. I mean, he only has 8 kills among the Colossi, and some of that's creep tumors. But the Void Rays were able to beat Hydralisks. Let's see, this should be a bit better engagement for the Zerg.
2 High Templars do get sniped there.
Yeah. 1 Void Ray down, the rest not going down yet. Pretty good force field. 2nd Void Ray going down. Lots of Hydralisks are dying. And there's just too much for the Protoss here. The 2 Colossi are completely shooting with impunity at the Zerg.
Miraculous Gaming is going to take a 4th win in a row in this first semifinal. This is definitely, we were talking pre-match about our predictions, and this is definitely the last thing we predicted.
Yeah, well, I mean, your favorite is already out. You know? I mean, unfortunately, Integrity Gaming is done for the season. That was their last kind of showing here, and Miraculous Gaming is going to be moving on to the finals game. Yep,
and so we will be seeing Integrity one more time in a third-place match that will be coming up here a little bit later this afternoon. This is the first semifinal. But Grubby, I want to hear more about your thoughts about this game, because I feel like some of those engagements were quite awkward. I mean, he moved across the map there. What do you think his goal was with that engagement, and what went wrong?
I think we look at all the different aspects of the game. He was behind in economy, he was behind in upgrades, his army composition wasn't as well rounded out, just Roach Hydra, mostly tier 2. this was an attempt to win the game right now. So he felt very pressured and not very relaxed. That's why, as you can see now, actually, I'm looking at the old stream. That's why, as you can see later, he took a bad position going up a ramp and not really preparing properly. He should start that fight ideally by killing the 2 High Templars. That was great. But then he should be abducting both Colossi, kill them off, and that means that his ground army has much better staying power. And maybe in that way he will be able to take down the Void Race. But really, I think it was a well-deserved victory here from Miraculous Gaming today. They did seem to field somewhat the stronger players, the better prepared builds, and just overall a little bit more solid. And that's why we have such an impressive score. And it's a little unfortunate because I hope to be casting a little bit more games, but as it is, that is the end. That's how it goes sometimes.
Yep, we do appreciate you joining us so much for this first match. As you said, we were certainly looking forward to casting 7 games with you, but not how it's going to go this morning. But we do appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, and want to give you an opportunity here to shout out to anything you may want to shout out to before we say a goodbye.
I just want to shout out to you guys' initiative, the SC2CTL guys. If you do like this, they need your support. Please turn off your ad block, follow the channel, follow their Twitter, because what these guys are doing is, I think, really nice. These players are getting in the spotlights, and this is the premier amateur league here in North America, so that's very, very nice to see. Give them a follow. They deserve it. So thanks, guys, for having me over here. It was a real joy, and I wish best of luck to all the other teams still playing.
Absolutely. Thanks. The pleasure has been all ours for sure, and thank 100%. You so much.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
So we are